been awake for a while now. You got me feeling like a child now. 'Cause every time I see your bubbly face, I get the tingles in a silly place. It starts in my toes and I crinkle my nose. Wherever it goes, I always know that you make me smile. Please stay for a while now. Just take your time, wherever you go. The rain is falling on my window pane, but we are hiding in a safer place. And undercover, staying dry and warm. You give me feelings that I adore. They start in my toes, make me crinkle my nose. Wherever it goes, I always know that you make me smile. Please stay for a while now. Just take your time, wherever you go. What am I gonna say when you make me feel this way? I just it starts in my toes, makes me crinkle my nose. Wherever it goes, I always know that you make me smile. Please stay for a while now. Just take your time, wherever you go. Been asleep for a while now. You tuck me in just like a child now. 'Cause every time you hold me in your arms, I'm comfortable enough to feel your warmth. Starts in my soul and I lose all control. When you kiss my nose, the feeling shows. 'Cause you make me smile, baby, just take your time now. Holding me tight, wherever you go. Wherever, wherever, wherever you go. Wherever, wherever, wherever you go. Wherever you go, I always know. 'Cause you make me smile even just for a while. Close enough to start a war. All that I have is on the floor, and God only knows what we're fighting for. All that I say, you always say more. I can't keep up with your turning tables under your thumb. I can't breathe. I won't let you close enough to hurt me. No, I won't rescue you to just desert me. I can't give you the heart you think you gave me. It's time to say goodbye to turning tables, to turning tables. Under haunted skies I see you. Ooh, where love is lost, your ghost is found. And I'll brave 100 storms to leave you. As hard as you try, no, I will never be knocked down. I can't keep up with your turning tables under your thumb. turning tables, to turning tables, turning tables.
It's lunchtime and the Brooklyn Cafe is open for business. Live from the Amp Media Studios, Dawn and Freddie S. and their team are ready to serve up a huge portion of fun for lunch with friends and neighbors. So let's break open that lunch pail and unwrap that sandwich you brought and take a front row seat in the Brooklyn Cafe and get ready to enjoy some humor and hot topics. It's time to get a healthy serving of hope and happiness to help your day go by with a smile. Your hosts, Dawn and Freddie S., are ready to talk about food, health, dating, or just plain dream making. If you have a story to share, movie review, restaurant critique, or just a coincidental thing that happened to you, call in toll free 888-994-4995, Studio A right now. Sit back and enjoy your lunch break at the Brooklyn Cafe. Here are your hosts, Dawn and Freddie S.
Welcome on a beautiful Monday morning. We got a lot of different
I
parts
feel like a
in here
maniac Mona Lisa Monday is all I can tell
today.
you.
You only got that because he showed you the
But that's exactly how I feel.
Piggybacking on his funniness.
Apparently, Vlad and I are like mental telepathically connecting today.
Well, I found out something from him and Josh.
He's laughing.
That they were on some kind of page together, and I missed the whole boat. I missed the whole pier.
What kind of page?
It's something that I'll talk to you later about, but I don't usually miss these things, and right down the river.
Who, the three of them?
Him and Abraham, and it's just like, I can't believe this.
So it happens on a Monday morning.
I didn't know that.
Mondays with Megan. Remember Tuesdays with Maury? We got Mondays with Megan.
Isn't she a delight?
Megan Falk. Wow,
honestly,
amazing.
That voice is just so different. It's so fresh. And Megan doesn't know it yet, but we're going to be doing a concert with Megan at the Movies of Del Rey.
Oh.
We're putting that together. Megan doesn't know it.
Well, welcome to Life with Freddie.
Megan had a cold. She had a little cold, and she stayed out. And I said, Megan, when you come back, I'm going to have some news for you. So we're going to make sure that we have you for an hour. We're going to take pictures. We're going to do interviews. We're going to do all this stuff so that you can be ready for what we have some new plans coming. We're going to do something, a concert in the park type of deal, which you're going to headline for us as well. Because nobody knows, nobody sees you coming.
Well, I don't know. I'm excited to get out there, but I still got to work on my own stuff too, make sure I have that ready.
How is that coming along?
It's going better. I have 3 that are almost done now. So I
Remember-
might be able to show you guys some soon.
Remember we first met her and she was working on the
Well, your
album?
mic is right next to you.
There's a mic right there.
Yeah, it's in her hand.
No, you have a mic right there. So when you talk, you're going to take that out.
We're good.
Well, we're going to talk to you. That's why you need that mic.
I just wondered if her mic was working.
Yes.
Yeah, it's
I
working.
think so, yeah.
Your mic is there. All right, so why don't we get going into the room because we got a lot.
Got a lot of people there. All right, Megan, sit tight. I know you're going to hang with us for a little bit.
Sounds good.
Get
We
Meg-
got Sally Bernard is back in the house, so we're going to
That's
let
your name.
Sally get
I
acclimated to
couldn't-
being back
I
in
couldn't
studio.
remember who that was. Actually, I went to Barcelona. I went to Morocco. I went to all the places you went because I followed all the pictures that Steve put up.
I hope you didn't catch my food poisoning.
No. Food-
You know,
have
you
food
and
poisoning?
cruises, you got to
That
stop.
was the last day again.
Always.
That's because you can't have the eggs. I keep telling you.
And we've got Lola Angelini with us. It's been a long time. We're going to catch up on some art. And we got
Lola's art, and we got some pictures of other stuff.
Yeah, we've got Captain Diaz running for sheriff, and we're going to get all these pieces going. But first, we're going to talk to our new friend, Walt Bianchi, over here from Choice Mortgage.
Hey,
That I think here's the funny story. I think our crew met you at a Networking Beast event, I think. I'm not sure where they met you.
Was it trippy?
But then I just got an email from Amazing Grace with his picture in it.
So he was there too.
So you must have been at the event. I'm not sure what event they met you at.
It was the Networking Beast at the locale a couple weeks ago.
Okay.
Yeah, but locale was trippy. It wasn't great. Oh, maybe it was Grace.
But Grace
Who
must
cares?
have been
Same
there also.
difference.
All I know is every morning I'm
Same
getting emails from Grace.
Grace is on a roll. She's having something on Thursday,
Yes, we're having an open house tour of the studio on Thursday.
3 to 5. So come on down, meet Grace, meet everybody. Everybody here is welcome to do that as well. I'm also going to invite all of you to a concert that we are going to be throwing July 21st. That's a 2 and a 1. Don't add them together. 2 and the 21st, and we're going to be selling tickets here as we go along. I'm just waiting for the final word from our singer, which is J.C. Dreesen is going to be in the house.
You know what we're doing on June, a 2 and a 1?
That's our anniversary.
Yeah, so right
7
here.
years.
That's next Wednesday.
That's this month. I was
Yes.
talking about next month.
I know, so I'm going to back you up a month. So
Don't confuse me. Yes, next Wednesday we have our
7
anniversary.
years. So we got to chit chat with our psychic today on her 2:30 show and see what's left, what's going to happen with the house, things we got to do. Oh yeah, he's laughing.
Yeah, me too. I left it.
So, and if you
Yeah,
hear
we're
music,
serious. The
if you hear
21st.
music playing, it's because next door it is summer camp. So ballet and camp is in session 9 to 4. So bear with us for the next 6 weeks because we've got summer camp in the adjacent walls.
Well,
Ready
at
to
least
kick
I like
this
the
off?
song.
All right, good. Then we're good.
All right, so let's talk
Let's talk to
mortgages.
Walter Bianchi of Choice Mortgage. Interest rates, you were in the mortgage business for a while.
Well, I want to ask him because is it true they're not going to raise the interest rate again, or is that a rumor?
Well, we have to decide what we're talking about. The federal funds rate, which is what the Fed controls. Yes, they're talking about pausing this month. Not stopping the increases, just pausing, take a breath, see how the economy goes. Mortgage rates are not the federal funds rate. There's a meme I like to publish with an apple and an orange, and one says federal funds rate and the other says mortgage rates. They're completely different. Mortgage rates respond to the demand and supply of millions of investors for money all over the world, whether the federal funds is an administered rate by the Federal Reserve. They're expected to pause as the inflation numbers have come down. Just this morning, I was from Choice's analysis desk. I was getting this email here. I'll refer to my notes. In February, the inflation rate was 6. In March, it was 5. In April, 4.9. Tomorrow, we're expecting a reading between 4.1 and 4.2, which is a significant decrease. Last year at this time, it was around 8.3. So as these things come down, interest rates and mortgage rates will fall, and they're expecting them to be in the 4.5% to 5% next year. But they've been coming down for a while, and even if you do buy today and you later realize your rate is pretty high, you can always do a refi later on. What they say is marry the house, but date the rate.
Well, you know, it's funny you say that because I think it isn't the rate, it's more the psychology behind it. Because I used to sell mortgages for 12, 13, 14%, and nobody died. And then when it went down to 0, everybody says, well, this is great. No kidding. 0 is great, but it's not sustainable. So even at 4 to 5, I still think it's a good deal. The
No,
psychology
it's
behind
true.
it is
I'm
important.
going to date myself now, but my first mortgage was at 16%. But the home I bought was a condo for 62 grand.
That's
so
the
my mortgage
difference.
payment, my actual money payment was affordable. The problem is that the percentage of your income that people spend on their mortgage today is twice what it was in 1990, and that is a problem.
But the problem is that eggs used to be $6 a dozen too, and now I hear that you go to Aldi's, you get $3.
Yes, they've come down. There's no more bird flu.
Well, they must have found another chicken.
But I think that's the difference. Housing prices have gone up, interest rates have gone up. Right, you're not buying a condo for $60,000 anymore at 16%. That condo is now $300,000 or $400,000 at 6%.
Yeah, we've had kind of a perfect storm here. We had a lack of inventory even before COVID hit, right? Then COVID and it ran up the interest rates and everything. And so what we had is a decrease in inventory, especially here in Florida, and the states where people are moving, Texas, California, Arizona, and Florida. So a decrease of inventory coupled with an increase in prices as the low interest rates fueled this rise. When the interest rates began to rise again, now you have the perfect storm. You have sellers that can't sell because they have a 3% mortgage. Who's going to sell a 3% mortgage and buy a 7% house? So inventory is already low, and buyers are having a harder time getting financed because prices are higher and interest rates are higher, so their affordability is less. Now, the market will eventually sort all this out, but right now, we're in a bit of a tough time. Now, you can always get good mortgages. There are all kinds of things we can do to help. There are buy downs, interest rate buy downs, seller contributions, all kinds of things that your lender can
You
help
should get
with.
closer to your mic.
But is it more important to have a good credit score and the psychology of buying, or is it more important to look at interest rates? Because what dictates is your credit score, correct?
Yeah, your score is important, not only for lending. But these days, insurance companies look at your credit score.
Everything.
It's used a lot more than just in home lending, but in home lending, it's fundamental. If you don't have a good credit score, you're literally not going, well, you know, with a very bad score, you're going nowhere. But there are loans like FHA loans that are more tolerant for low credit scores, higher debt ratios, and things like that. So the first thing to do, long before you look for a house, is to talk to a lender, have them pull your credit, see what there is. Most credit reports have errors in them. And so if you do it just before you're ready to buy a house, there's no time to fix that error. You may be stuck with a higher rate because of your lower score. If you do it 6 months in advance, you have time to fix things. So I always tell people, if you're thinking about next summer because the kids are out of school, whenever your time frame is, do it now. Let's plan our way going forward.
So you're just not standing around mulling. Is
I feel like
interest rates going to
you're
go
in
up
my
and
head
down?
again saying it's the long game, not the short game.
It's always the long game. But the object of the game is to buy right. So if you meet somebody like him and you get your credit score straightened out, even though you're going to be buying, but you want to see what happens with the rates. If your credit score is in the toilet, then you're going to have a problem no matter what. But if you fix it, if it's fixable, and you fix it, and everything is fixable, then you're in a better position.
I get
to
a lot of clients
negotiate.
saying, no, I don't want you to pull my credit score yet. Okay, but then when you write a contract and I have to pull it in order to issue a pre-approval letter, you may find there's an error that costs you a quarter point on rate, and then there's nothing you can do about it, and then you're stuck.
And somewhere along the line, they know that the credit is bad. Because you know when your credit is bad.
Otherwise,
you
they
know it.
wouldn't have told you, please don't pull my credit score.
That's right. That's right. If
You'd
they
be
don't
surprised.
know, is one thing. But
You'd
if
be
they do
surprised.
know, let's work off an old one and make sure everything on
You'd
there
be
is
surprised.
correct.
I've had people tell me their credit was great, and you pull it, and it's a 580 or something. So
Well, you know, people think 580 is great.
it's not.
420, they think is great too.
No, it's not.
You know, I mean, you live your own imagination. Oh, I should get a $1 million house at a 4% credit rate. Why? Because I've never paid my stuff anyway.
Have you
so-
ever noticed people have this false sense of everything?
Yes.
Everything's better in their mind than it truly
If you heard
is.
the morning show, you know what I'm going through. Yes.
I think that's truly, everyone thinks everything in their mind is better than it is. Like values of their house, what they look like, their kids. Everything is just a degree of better than it truly is.
Well, if you don't believe it, then nobody else will.
I guess that's what it is.
You got to say go high and sell low.
I guess that's the truth.
You know, I wanted to jump in here with a final thought. People say, you know, when is the right time to buy a house? Okay, and maybe the market's, I'm going to wait for the prices to drop. I'm going to wait for rates to drop. There's no assurance they will. The right time to buy a house is when you need a house and you can afford a house. They say that real estate is the cornerstone of the wealth of most Americans. Absolutely not true. The cornerstone of everybody's wealth is their job. You buy a home to live in it. You know, your daughter plays the piano in that corner over there. You have your Christmas tree over there. That table over there has your Thanksgiving buffet out on it. You know, you live your life there. Your wealth is your job. So if you end up with a home that you overpaid by 20 grand for, in the long run, on the millions of dollars you make over the course of your career, who cares? If your interest rate is a quarter point or half a point higher than it could have been if you had waited for the perfect moment, who cares? Buy a home when you need a home and you can afford one.
I always say buy it yesterday because if you wait for tomorrow, that's not guaranteed either. So, you know, my very first house in the Bronx, I drove by Hollywood Avenue in the Bronx. This is going back a ways. And I said, oh my God, I got to live here. Because it was like doll houses, all brick houses, beautiful neighborhood. And nobody in my house ever owned a home. Nobody in my family ever owned a home. So I stole the sign, the for sale sign. You used to have those aluminum ones. I stole it, took it home. Left my business card, says, if you want your sign back, call me. So she called me. Do you know that I lived in that house, I think, 11 years, sold it for whatever I sold it. I did more business with that real estate agent because she thought that was the smartest thing ever.
You stole the sign?
I stole the sign. Hey, listen, I'm going to get this house one way or the other. You know, and this is the way I got it. And when she sold it to me, there was a bunch of people that wanted the house too. But I came in, I worked for a mortgage bank, I was doing a loan originator. I says, here's my money, let's go, here's my guarantee, let's go.
But I think you'll always second guess, is it the right house, is it the right rate? If I wait another month, will it come down a quarter point? You just got to do what you got to do, I think.
You know, there's the old Chinese saying, the best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago. The next best time is right now.
That's right.
Same thing with homes. Best time to buy a home was 2 years ago. The next best
Is now.
is right now.
Home grows into you don't know what.
You offer all kinds of mortgages, conventional,
The whole,
everything.
the whole
you name it.
range of residential. We do not do home equity lines of credit. Other than that, we have everything. Yeah.
FHA, conventional.
FHA, conventional, VA, USDA believe it or not, offers a loan product for rural properties, which is 100% financing. So you literally can own a home with no money out of pocket, like VA.
You go get a farm.
Now, unless you're gonna feed the pigs.
I told you, that's like Green Acres. We had this conversation the other day. There's you and then there's me, Green Acres. Remember that? You're on the farm and I'm still back to the pigs eating what? On the, remember that? We
Like I
talked
tell
about
you,
composting.
you feed the pig. Yeah, you can feed the pig.
Yeah, but you can do it 100%. There are people that's really important to.
It needs to be in a rural area, so there's only certain areas you have to check. the
Isn't rural
eligibility.
considered like out in west?
There are some places nearby, like out Wellington, past Wellington, stuff like that. But
With the Everglades is.
yeah,
Where
close
the
to-
alligators meet
mostly
humans.
it's Central Florida, where there's a lot of extra.
Are there special mortgages maybe for young people, first-time home buyers, at different rates?
Everybody talks about first-time buyer programs. Look, there really aren't. There are low down payment programs, okay? FHA, VA. There are down payment assistance programs from the state of Florida. The First Bank of Atlanta offers one. There's all kinds of these things, but they run out of money regularly because Congress has to authorize this stuff. These days, getting Congress to agree on anything is a task. So there are low down payment programs, but really the only first-time buyer real thing is that on a conventional loan, meaning not government insured, the minimum down payment is 5%. But if you're a first-timer, it's 3%. That's it. Everything else is marketing. Now, a first-time buyer, by the way, is defined as somebody who has not owned real estate in 3 years. So if you owned a home 5 years ago and you've been renting for 5 years, you're a first-time buyer. So you can get that 3%.
Well,
Comes
so
with
it
mortgage
flips over
insurance.
after 5 years.
Sorry?
It flips back to first-time home buyer after
Yeah,
5
it's
years.
3 years. Yeah. So if you owned 3+ years ago and you've been renting for the last 3 years, you're a first-time buyer and you can
Interesting.
buy with a minimum 3% down. Otherwise, it's 5% down.
Second
Plus that
homes
mortgage
too?
insurance.
Second homes too? Like if I own one, I want to get a second?
No, then it's a regular conventional loan. No freebies, no bennies, no nothing.
But you could get a first-time mortgage. If you wanted to.
I don't
Now,
want
if you move, you can rent your home and buy another primary, but these are only for primary loans.
Interesting.
You know, it's funny because when I see homes, because I used to own homes, I see the futuristic value of it. And there's a lot of things that goes into that. For me, anyway, that's the way I buy them. And I haven't been wrong yet. And things grow, Everything I used to own, I got out right before the bubble burst. I made money on all of that stuff and got out. But I was only a first-time home buyer on the very first. That's the one on Hollywood. That was the cream of the crop. That was the favorite one. That's the one that I redid the whole enchilada. And you can enjoy owning a home, the adventures of doing it. You get somebody you trust, you get the credit going, you get that fixed. And then your kids, if you have children, they begin to learn what to do with their families and so on and so forth. When I used to close as a loan originator, I used to close in the basement of my house. I was a mortgage banker. I had a license. And I threw a party for the buyer and 40 people. I never solicited a piece of business in 17 years. Always had buyers. I had so many buyers and so many clients that I used to have to farm it out. So I've been a farmer in more than one way.
Those are the good old days, huh?
Well, what's the best way for people to reach you?
My phone number is area code 561-430-8877. ChoiceMortgage.com is the website. There's a little button at the top that says loan originators. It's in order of when we joined the company, so I'm the new kid on the block, so I'm the last one on the list, but I'm right there. You can click on that, and if you want to give me a call and see what your options are and or apply for a loan, you can do so right from the website.
Terrific. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me. It's been a pleasure. And
All right,
may I
we'll
say, I
take it-
really enjoyed the singing here, and I
Well,
want to know
more to come.
if you have any gigs around town. I need to know about it.
We're working on it.
We're
We're working
on it.
on
Oh,
it.
that was great. That was really great.
All right, let's take a commercial break. When we come back, more with Megan, and let's chit-chat around the room on this
Chit-chat.
Manic Monday. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Do you have an idea for a show or a podcast? Do you want the opportunity to be on TV? Ant Media Productions is partnered with True Oldies Real Radio Station and powered by many online platforms such as Roku, Facebook, YouTube, and even Amazon Fire to help amplify your impact. Do you want your voice to reach a wide audience? Call us today at 866-224-5422.
There is no way to ignore it. You hear it on the news, online, from your friends and family. What happened to my money? Whether it got hit by falling stocks and bonds, with the coronavirus, shrunk by a floundering 401k with low interest rates, and is riding the extreme ups and downs of the stock market with political elections. Many Americans are worried about their money and how they're going to retire. Help protect your financial future now and call JD Melberg for your complimentary book from a leading financial firm that shows you ways not to run out of money whether the market goes up or down. This free book reveals little-known truths about annuity strategies in simple-to-understand terms that can protect your money for a lifetime. As a bonus, we'll also throw in a free annuity rate report summarizing the rates and benefits of annuities from hundreds of top-rated insurers, helping you to find ways to get up to 33% more income in retirement. That's right. 2 books, both absolutely free, for calling JD Melberg. Help protect your financial future.
Call 877-643-3015.
South Florida's Good Time Oldies. Now, Boca and Delray Beach have their own oldie station. Catch us on 95.3 FM. It's the greatest rock and roll hits of the 60s and 70s. On South Florida's Good Time Oldies, 95.3 FM.
Give me the mozzarella. 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 Give me the mozzarella.
Pizza Rica, tasty rich and pizza at 2001 Northwest Boca Raton Boulevard or contact 561-826-8663.
Give me the mozzarella. Give me the mozzarella. Give me the mozzarella. Give me the mozzarella.
You've been watching the Brooklyn Cafe Show. Join us each day and after hours as we talk about the hot topics to open the conversations and share a few laughs. Now, back to Dawn and Freddie S.
All right, everyone. Next, we got a great tune by Crowded House.
There is freedom within. There is freedom without. Try to catch the deluge in a paper cup. There's a battle ahead. Many battles are lost, but you never see the end of the road while you're traveling with me. Hey now, don't dream it's over. Hey now, when the world comes in, they come to build a wall between us. We know that they won't win. Now I'm towing my car. There's a hole in the roof. My possessions are causing me suspicion, but there's no proof. In the paper today, tales of war and of waste, but you turn right over to the TV page. Hey now, don't dream it's over. Hey now, when the world comes in, they come to build a wall between us. We know that they won't win. Now I'm walking again to the beat of a drum, and I'm counting steps to the Dolby Heart. Only shadows ahead, barely clearing the roof. You're between us. We know that they won't win. Don't let them win. Hey now, hey now. Hey now, hey now. Don't let them win. They come, don't let them win. Hey now, hey now.
A question on the floor is, what gigs you got around town?
The gigs I got with you guys.
Oh, well, we gotta get some more gigs.
We're working on it. Didn't you just hear? We're
I
working.
heard.
We're working on it. I gotta make sure that she's feeling okay and she's doing her thing.
I have to ask you though, we've never heard any of your originals.
Yes. I have one that I can bring in like next week. I could try and do it today, but I don't think it's quite ready.
Take
for you
your
guys.
time.
Yeah.
Don't worry about
But
it.
I would love to hear some of your originals because I know
Yeah.
you write it, you put it together, you do
Yeah.
all the sound, the mixing.
Yeah, and those are my I mean, that's my favorite thing to sing is because, they're my songs. So, it comes a lot easier and it's something that I care about. So hopefully next week I would love to show you guys one of those or next time I'm here.
Would love that. Next week sounds good.
And we gotta be patient with me. And this is only Megan at the beginning. She didn't even want to come. She was all like nervous. And then her best friend decided to go to Jersey. Is
Have
that
we
what you-
no, she's in Gainesville.
Yeah,
Gainesville?
she's all over the place. She was in Miami this morning. Now
And why
she's
is
on a
she not
cruise.
here?
She was
going on
gonna
a
come
cruise?
here, but I think she had to be back at the cruise by like 1 or something.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, I was gonna take her too long, but yeah, she's all over the place right now.
So her whoopee cushion, the blanket left.
Her
So
whoopee.
we got her to come and
Okay.
she got a little sick. I want to do this. I want to do this patiently because I want to bring it along.
There is
So
all kinds
she's-
of viruses going around.
Well, no,
It's-
but I want her to be comfortable with the microphone and everything else, because stage presence as well as your fantastic voice is important in everything we do.
Yeah, and you guys have helped me a lot, being here and singing for you guys. Before this, I didn't do it at all besides at my house. So
See?
slowly
love having
working
you.
towards something.
We got her out of she was in the house in the shower, and now she's outside.
It's been a nice way to kick off our week. So hang tight. I know you've got some more songs.
Yes.
All
I
right.
got, I think, one more right now, but I have a few more for the...
Perfect. All right.
She'll take us out to commercial.
We're going to talk to former Captain Diaz. He is running for sheriff of Palm Beach County 2024.
And this is our second tour with Mr. Diaz. He should have won the first time.
Just need grab that mic, please.
Grab that microphone. There
There you
you
go.
go. You should have won the first time, right?
We came close. Came close.
I hate coming close. I hate it because it just frustrates me. That was the second time we had somebody else who came, but we missed on that one by
And a couple years
as well.
ago.
Yeah. So what's on the agenda? Give us up to date what we're doing.
Well, the first time around obviously was tough. I didn't have my name out there. Nobody really knew who I was. Second time around, we have a little more name recognition. We have a solid team that we're putting together. But I'd be remiss if I didn't say thank you to the 250,000 people that voted for us back in 2020. Thank God for that, and I'm very appreciative, and so is my family. And we look forward to getting there, receiving the same support second time around. But we will win this time. We're not only because it's time, but in all honesty, the county is truly ready for change. It's been very stagnant in law enforcement. We've had a sheriff who's been an incumbent now 20 years. He's basically, for all practical purposes, non-existent within the agency. He has his staff really running the department day-to-day operation with minimal involvement on his part. He may tell you differently, but those are facts. And that's not what the county deserves or requires. They need a sheriff that's going to be hands-on, that's going to be in touch with the people, know what the people need, be innovative, and be, really effective, and force his will for all practical purposes. Understand what the public needs, and let's bring it forward. Let's go ahead and make those changes. And if you give me a chance, I'll tell you a little bit about the school issue in Palm Beach County.
Absolutely.
So, we all relax a little bit as parents, grandparents, uncles, aunts, in the county because, we have school board police. Palm Beach County is very unique in itself. It has an actual police department for school. But really, what does that do? Unfortunately, that only basically provides one officer per school. God forbid something ever happens in one of our schools. God forbid. Whether if it's private charter or private charter or public school. I'm missing one. Which one am I missing? I know I'm missing one.
Public.
Private, thank you. So, you know, it doesn't matter what the case is. We all pay taxes, right? So you would have to agree that all of us as parents expect our children to be safe in school and expect the same level of security, right? So we rely so much on school board, but yet our local sheriff's office doesn't really train with school board police. So God forbid that day comes into play and that 911 call comes in, our officers respond there, they don't know where they're going. They don't know the layout of the school. They don't have keys or access to the schools. They don't know which building is the 400 building or room 102 and building 400, and so on. So this, you know, time saves money, right? Or saves lives, right? Excuse me for that. So keeping that in mind and understanding that every second counts. So if we have our officers that have school within their districts or their zones that go out there on a daily routine and walk those schools and speak to the SROs, the school resource officers, and make alliances with them and understanding and a partnership with them to understand that, hey, if something happens, we're here for you and we know where you're at. We know how to get here, we know how to come in, we know how to respond, we save time, we save lives, and we train together. That's not being done.
That's unbelievable.
That's
That's
not being
some
done.
plan.
Yeah.
How can you do something like that? The amount of public schools in this county is tremendous.
Excellent question, but it's a real simple answer. There's an officer assigned to each zone or district, right? There's a district, and then within those districts, there's so many zones. If there's a school in one of those zones, that zone officer, in this case would be a deputy, his responsibility would be on a daily basis, swing by there, make contact 10, 15 minutes a day. You see them park underneath the tree all the time, right? You see them at plazas all the time. Why don't we do that at the schools?
Good point.
Right? Presence is a lot, it means a lot. If you have a patrol car parked outside writing their report at the parking lot of the school, doesn't that make the school safer?
Sure.
If a bad guy or bad woman decides to come by and sees a patrol car there, it's a deterrent, right? Why aren't we doing that? Because we're not, because we're saying, oh, that's school board police responsibility. That's not the case. As the sheriff of the county, he or she is responsible for the entire county, all schools, all citizens, regardless of what their financial status is, whether, again, like I said, whether it's a private school, charter school, public school. So that is one thing that I haven't planned to activate day one. It's real easy to do. It doesn't cost the taxpayers a single dollar, not $1. The other thing is victims of domestic violence. I give ourselves an F, the way we handle domestic violence victims. Why do I say that? Unfortunately, we respond out there to a domestic violence case, we arrest the offender, we leave a victim's rights card for the victim, and we leave. We don't ever go back. We don't go any further with this. We're done. So, that being said, here's what we're going to do. We complain all the time as to why we keep going back to the same homes over and over again for domestic violence, right? Well, why don't we identify what the needs of that victim is? Maybe they don't have a driver's license, maybe they don't have a vehicle, maybe they don't have money, maybe they don't have any kind of resources to get back and reconnect with their loved ones or their families. Let's provide those transportations. How do we do that without costing any money to the taxpayers? It's called LETF, Law Enforcement Trust Fund money, money that we seize as law enforcement officers from drug dealers or whatever the case may be, right? Gambling cases, whatever it is. We put those monies aside and we provide transportation for the victim. So if we have a victim that perhaps her family or his family lives in Texas and we need to get them to Texas, we provide that transportation one time, one way. And we get them out of this environment that they're in currently. Because if we don't do that, we're going to go back to that same house 3 days later when the offender gets out of jail. It's a proven fact that's been going on since the beginning of time and it's not going to change. So if we don't change the way we think and the way we do our job, then that pattern is going to continue, unfortunately. And those are just small examples of some of the changes that I want to bring. And not to talk about the irresponsible actions of the sheriff right now with his budget. The budget is close to $1 billion. If you look at the website, it goes back to 2014, I think. It's the only update that he has there. We're in 2023, and that's because he wants to mislead the public. It's showing a $600 million budget. The fact of the matter is it's just barely under $1 billion, and it keeps climbing. There's positions that are being created that makes no sense. Friends are being brought in and being paid money, which makes no sense. We all know what's going on. It's time to go. It really is time to go.
Well, I gotta ask you a number of questions. Now, pardon my ignorance.
That's okay.
There's a case going on with what happened with the shooting. With
Parkland?
Parkland, with the officer
Yes.
that was on premise,
Yes.
and he did not go in.
That's correct.
And I know that they want to make this guy an example because he didn't go in.
Correct.
Now, I can understand to about this degree why he didn't, but I like what you're saying. Police officers in the region are going to go by forget about what kind of school, it's just a school.
That's correct.
And they're going to show their badge.
Correct.
Which we used to do in the Bronx. when I was in PS 109, cops used to come through, and we used to ask them to turn on their bubbles, you know, their noise, because we wanted people to know that we were talking to the police, right? Because no matter what you think, the deterrent is these guys are going to go in one direction. But what's happening right now in Miami is everybody's getting all riled up because nobody knows. I don't know if they even came out with a judgment on what's happening in this thing.
Parkland, you mean?
Yeah.
At Parkland.
In Parkland. So what I love about what you're saying is you're just taking manpower and you're putting it in more usable situations.
That's correct.
Which is brilliant. Did you ever think that $250,000 wasn't enough to get you in? I am shocked.
Being yes and no. Being that it was a presidential election year, it'll be the same thing in 2024.
Same thing, yeah.
We run under that program that's unfortunately is going to draw. Well, it's not unfortunate. It's fortunate. It's going to draw a lot of voters. We need more voters. We need people to get out there and vote. If they don't vote, nothing's going to change, right? So I knew going into it that even at 50%, I was going to need about 300 to 350,000 votes.
Really?
So yeah, because approximately 700 to 800,000 people vote in Palm Beach County in a presidential election year. So I kind of knew that going into it, but really what impressed me the most was the public, the loyalty that they showed towards me, their belief in me, because they didn't know anything about me, and to get $250,000 votes with really an unknown person. Yes, I have all the qualifications in the world that I need to be a sheriff, but let's put that aside. They can find out on the website. All they have to do is go on my website and see exactly what my career has been. But to know that the public is really hungry for that change, you know, and another thing is there should be term limits, right?
Well, I was going to ask you,
Yes.
was there no term? He's 20 years. There's no term limits?
No, unfortunately, this county, no. There are other counties in the state of Florida that does have term limits. But this one, the sheriff does not want term limits. Obviously, we know
Of course.
why.
I'm sure,
But
but
that's something that as your sheriff, I can promise you I will lobby Tallahassee immediately to bring term limits within Palm Beach County. It should not be any different than the President of the United States.
Yeah.
It should be a 2-term limit.
But the funny thing is that when you win and you do that, we don't want you to leave.
you know, even a 3-term limit, but you know, that's 4 years, 12 years, but 20 years is a long time. Things change.
Well, the reason I feel so strong about the 8 years or 12 years is for this reason. I've witnessed it myself in my career. And I'm finishing my 36th year in law enforcement. And I have witnessed over and over again, when you have sheriffs or even chiefs that have been there for a long, long time, they become complacent. And they're no longer making decisions based on what's good for the public or the agency. They're making decisions basically what's better for them politically. How can they assure they can come back for another 4 years or another 4 years? And now you're not any longer thinking about what really the public needs. Because sometimes, honestly, we're going to make decisions that are not popular, right? But they may be the right decision for the public.
Right.
But when you're involved in politics and you're trying to protect your career, you're going to put that aside. That is what my slogan says, citizens before politics. Because I promise you this, I will never make a decision based on my political interests that will favor me in any way, shape, or form. All my decisions will be based on what's right for the public and the agency and the safety of our men and women in uniform. That is a guarantee.
What are some of the hot points? You've got education. We've talked about more community awareness that you think.
Domestic violence is a big one. Fiscal responsibility is huge. Every time I go out and speak, more and more citizens are complaining about the amount of tax dollars that are going into law enforcement. Yes, is it needed? Of course it is. But can we control it? Yes. It's very hard for me to, okay, so let me just put it to you this way. One of the things that I promised last time that I ran for sheriff, and I promise it again, is within 90 days I will ask for an external audit of our books, right? I can't do that, okay? I don't have the ability to do that. That's not my powerhouse, my wheelhouse. But I want an external company to come in that's not associated with the county or with the sheriff's office and take a look at our books. And I want them to go back 10 years and tell me what we spend our money on. And then I want to make that report public to the citizens of Palm Beach County. That's what called transparency and honesty. Something that this sheriff has refused to do year after year after year after year. It's not my money, it's your money. And you have the right to know what I'm spending it on. And that is a big sore topic right now. And it continues to grow, unfortunately. So there's, again, you compromise yourself when you're there too long, and he's been there too long. And I don't want Rick Brasher to go away mad. I just want him to go away. He just needs to go.
It's just time for change.
It's just time for change.
And the bottom line here is that everybody wants to know what's really going on with the monies that are being spent in different places. We spoke to somebody in the school system, and they were talking about how most of that money was going towards security.
Mental health.
And mental health.
Yes.
And I just want to be able to reach out to somebody who can give us an update and say, listen, maybe you don't understand what's going on and here it is, but that transparency.
It's a huge trickle-down effect because here you are running for sheriff in 2024 and then the parents are thinking, we talked today, their generation is not having kids right now because part of it, not only the economy, is they're afraid to send their kids to school.
Afraid to have them.
Right?
Absolutely.
You're afraid to have kids because of the violence. You're afraid to send them to school. What are you going to do? So you go to private school. You can't afford that. We need security in our public schools. We need to know that our kids are safe as they can be in school. And it's this huge trickle-down effect in the community, and it's so important. So you can believe in budgets, and you can say, but it's going to affect everyone someplace. Look at the domestic violence, right?
Sure.
If we don't get that in the nip it in the bud, and then you've got these kids that are going to school and they're watching this in their home. And there's so many things to this that it's not. It may be political, but there's people's lives.
I don't
This is our
know. I don't
community,
know
right?
why you even want this job, to be honest with you, because there is so much going on around us right now, and bad bleeds bad that bleeds bad. It just gets worse, worse, and worse. And it'd be nice to have somebody to come in with a different idea, a different thought, to use manpower correctly, to sort of tell people, listen, I hear you. Let's try it this way to get it right. And that doesn't happen. There's not a lot of communication with the community right now, even though everybody wished there was.
And that's the main point that I forgot to tell you, really, to be honest with you. Another one of the programs that are, again, at no cost to the taxpayers or the agency for that matter. It's actually my personal time. It will be me providing my time with my staff to open up a monthly meeting with community leaders from all areas of the county. Hispanics, blacks, it doesn't matter, all of it. Our Jewish community, you name it. I want everyone to have a representative on the table, at the table with me, and tell me what the needs of that community is and what we are doing right and what we're not doing right, because I can't improve if you don't tell me what we're failing at. I need to know exactly where we need to improve at. So I want honesty and transparency, and in return, I promise that I will give the same back to the public. So that's a big deal. It's something that's extremely simple to do. Again, it doesn't cost any money, but the problem is you have to be willing to take on those hard challenges, number one, and have thick skin and let someone tell you you're failing at this, this, and this. We need you to be better.
It's a big county.
Yes, it is a big
Oh, he got me fired up. I'm going to talk to
And
your
it's a
team.
diverse county.
I want you to come with me to some of the networking gigs that
Sure.
we go. There's like Leeds. Can you imagine having this guy in the Leeds program with 400 CEOs? I mean, you're talking about the backbone of our community and business. And I think that the object of the aim is that people have to see that you're reachable, that they can talk to you. So listen, I got a problem here. I got a problem here. I got to be honest with you. Is the gun law changing July 1st?
Yes.
That you don't need a permit or
That's
no
correct.
conceal?
That's correct. It's not, yeah. So basically what happens is you no longer have to take the class that was required for you to take to carry a concealed firearm. However, you still have to pass the same background checks. You still have to pass your criminal background, your mental health background, and so forth. So that has not changed. But as far as you having to go take that, and I'm going to be brutally honest with you, I've actually participated in that class myself after I retired from the Palm Beach County Sheriff's Office, and really they're not really teaching you anything. So it's really a waste of your money. You're not learning anything about that class. But you're really hitting some really, really good points. Get this. You're going to fall out of your chair. You ready? As your sheriff, I want to provide those classes for free, even though they're not mandatory, right? Why? Because you're a citizen in my county, and if you're in my county and you're carrying a gun, I want you to know how to use it correctly. I want you to be able to protect yourself and your family and not hurt someone innocently. So why would I, as your sheriff, refuse that from you? So I would say perhaps once a month, have our trainers at the range invite the public that wants a class, a 2-hour, 4-hour safety gun class, perhaps fire. The only thing I will say to the public on this is I am not paying for your ammunition. I can't afford that. So you would have to bring, but I promise you that I can provide the range for you, and I can provide the targets for you, and I can provide a trainer for you. So, and I think we will all be much better off then. Because another thing that people don't understand, the public in general, when you're carrying a concealed firearm, imagine this, you're a police officer, you're responding to a 911 call, you get out of your patrol car, there's shots being fired, you're running down the street towards the gunfire, because that's what we do, and now you see someone with a gun in their hand running in the same direction or the opposite direction. You don't know who's a good guy, who's a bad guy.
It's true.
The public needs to know that.
Well, they got to
need
know what to do, Mr.
That
Diaz.
is correct.
You
And
know,
don't
don't
learn
walk
that.
around saying, hey, because
Correct.
you're going to get
You're
shot.
going to get shot. Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? Get on the ground, get that
Yeah.
gun away from you, and hold up your whatever, and just
So these are programs that I'm going to bring to you, God willing, if I'm elected sheriff, and there will be at no cost to the public. It'll be no cost to the budget itself, and we're going to make it work. There's plenty of money within that budget. It's just how responsible you are using good common sense. And what's your priority? Is it a $94,000 SUV important for you, or can you do the same thing with a $45,000 SUV? Thank you. I think I've made my point there.
I think that's right.
And what's the race look like? How many?
Right now, I will have a primary fight in my hands with as a matter of fact, he just retired from the sheriff's office. He was his undersheriff. I'll be facing Mike Gauger in my primary, which is not this August, but next August. But understand this, public. Mike Gauger just spent 50 years there. He's a number 2 man for the sheriff. That's what he's bragging on. That's what he's hoping you're going to vote for. What are you really changing there?
Nothing.
You're not changing anything. He is now complaining, Mike Gauger's now complaining about the sheriff's policies, yet it's the same policies that he reviewed and he signed off and enforced for the last 3 decades. So I don't understand where he's going with this. Plus, he's been a Democrat since he was born, to be honest with you. I think it's like 60 years he's been a Democrat. And now he just switched to Republican 2 weeks ago to face me off on a Republican election. So the public needs to know the truth there.
Well, he's actually jumping on somebody's coats.
That's exactly what he's
That's
doing.
all this is all about.
That's all it is.
You know, and it really hurts to hear that because it should be the best man up.
Correct.
You know, in sports, it's next man up, which is usually mean the best man should get the job and everything else. I got to tell you, I would love to travel with you to some of the people that come to me, and I hear the conversations, but because we're on the air, we're really not allowed to say, hey, dummy, shut up, because you can't do that. I would love to do that.
Well, I think
You call me and I'll be there.
We need to bring him in on some of our Hispanic shows as well.
Absolutely.
And Mike Velarde as well. I think
Absolutely. There's a whole bunch of people that want to talk to him as well. But
I have an event this Saturday, by the way. You guys are invited. It's at the Cuban American Club over in West Palm off of Pike Road. It's Saturday at 6 p.m. There'll be Cuban music, American music, Cuban food, American food, you name it. We're going to have it there.
I'm going to be there. I'm going up.
Yes.
I'm coming up. We go
So
up.
come on over. It's at 6 p.m. at the Cuban
Hang out
American
with
Club.
the Diaz, man.
Okay, I think we have like 80 seats available still out of 200-something seats, so that's good.
Nice.
Okay?
I'll talk to your team. Get me
Yeah,
on.
you do that. We'll get you in there.
Thank you so much for joining us. More
Thank
to
you.
come. We got some more time to bring him back in.
I'm
I appreciate
glad.
it.
I'm glad you made a little time for us because I think that what you're doing at this stage of the game, you got choice. I don't want to hear, oh, I'm going to stick with. I don't want to hear that. You got choice. Make your choice and switch it over.
Do you
to
want to tell me
last
what happens when you bury your head?
Something sticks out.
So it's time to.
Please visit my website, Diaz for Sheriff 2024. Thank you.
Thank you.
Diaz for Sheriff 2024. More to come. We're going to take a commercial break. Chit chat with Megan.
Megan's going to take us out.
Oh, Megan's going to take us out.
Megan, you want to take us out? And Josh is coming in.
You?
Yeah, looking for Mr. Josh, man. So we could do what we could do.
Next August.
But we got to load it up right now. We got to make some noise. Have the Diaz Mobile.
Absolutely.
The Diaz Mobile.
All right, Megan's going to take us out to a commercial break. More to come on the other side. You guys ready?
You got it?
All right, I hope everyone knows.
I am unwritten, can't read my mind, I'm undefined. I'm just beginning, the pen's in my hand, ending unplanned. Staring at the blank page before you, open up the dirty window, let the sun illuminate the words that you cannot find. Reaching for something in the distance, so close you can almost taste it. Release your inhibition, feel the rain on your skin. No one else can feel it for you, only you can let it in. No one else can speak the words on your lips. Judge yourself in words unspoken, live your life with arms wide open. Today is where your book begins, the rest is still unwritten. Yeah. Oh. I'll break tradition. Sometimes my tries are outside the line. dirty window. Let the sun illuminate the words that you cannot find. Reaching for something in the distance, so close you can almost taste it. Release your inhibitions, feel the rain on your skin. No one else can feel it for you, only you can let it in. No one else can speak the words on your lips. Judge yourself in words unspoken. Live your life with arms wide open. Today is where your book begins. Feel the rain on your skin. No one else can feel it for you, only you can let it in. No one else can speak the words on your lips. Judge yourself in words unspoken. Live your life with arms wide open. Today is where your book begins. The rest is still unwritten. Staring at the blank stage before you. Open up the dirty window. Let the sun illuminate the words that you cannot find. Reaching for something in the distance, so close you can almost taste it. Release your inhibitions. Feel the rain on your skin. No one else can feel it for you, only you can let it in. No one else can speak the words on your lips. Judge yourself in words unspoken. Live your life with arms wide open. Today is where your book begins. No one else can feel it for you, only you can let it in. No one else can speak the words on your lips. Judge yourself in words unspoken. Live your life with arms wide open. Today is where your book begins. The rest is still unwritten. The rest is still unwritten, yeah. The rest is still unwritten. The rest is still unwritten, yeah. The rest is still unwritten.
Born in Marseille, France, Max Lazega creates whimsical and free-flowing interpretive art. His 40 years in the construction industry created the foundation for his craft. His unique work displays his view of the future with bold and playful combinations of materials and processes, but the methodology remains consistent. He fuses recycled materials and discarded building supplies into a fresh, well-executed approach. Lazega has lived in Miami, Florida most of his life, where he pursues his lifelong passion of creating industrial art. For more information, contact Max Lazega at artworkstudios.org or 786-326-8873.
Want to save money on your next flight? Then pick up the phone and call, because the best prices are not online. See, SmartFares has special deals with the airlines. When they have unsold seats, they use SmartFares to fill them. So you get airline tickets at ridiculously low prices. With the extra money you'll save, you can book another trip or treat yourself to dinner. Call today and get the best price on your next flight, guaranteed. Also, save up to 50% off business and first class tickets.
Todo Bello Balloons is a business that was born out of a passion for creating unique and beautiful balloon designs, including balloon bouquets, balloon arches, balloon columns, and more. We specialize in creating unique and beautiful balloon designs that bring your dreams into reality. We believe that balloons have the power to bring people together and create lasting memories, and we are honored to be part of that experience. Contact us and we will bring happiness to your celebrations with our balloons.
Artist Rosie Sherman paints her passions to share with everyone. Expressing herself through bold and vibrant colors, her suggestion and style are always in flux. Inspired by travels, nature, romance, and the human spirit, Rosie makes sure her depiction of women are strong and proud. Her landscapes illustrate the changing seasons in the diverse world that we live in. To find her artwork in the multiple medias you can purchase, visit rosiesherman.pixels.com.
Has someone in your family lost a job recently, and now you can't afford your mortgage payment? Or do you have a rental property and your tenants aren't paying you? We can come to the rescue and pay you cash for your home immediately. Yes, sell your home and get cash all over the phone without dealing with real estate agents or having to waste time showing your home to lukewarm buyers. You don't need to lose your house to foreclosure. If you have equity in your home, we'll buy your home and give you cash within days, all in a simple over-the-phone and virtual process. Call now before your situation gets worse. Sell a home you can't afford or just need anymore and get the cash you need today. Call this number now.
Call 855-348-5925. That's 855-348-5925. Again, 855-348-5925.
Stephanie Jaffe is a world-renowned artist who creates one-of-a-kind pieces. Using a keen sense of color and composition, her vibrant collages and mosaics integrate eclectic elements such as vintage keepsakes and fine china with blown glass and fired clay to create whimsical arrangements. For more information about her work, come down to the Brooklyn Cafe TV studio or go to stephaniejaffeart.com.
If you have diabetes, would you like to eliminate painful finger sticks? Are you injecting insulin multiple times per day? Then you may qualify for a continuous glucose monitor. CGMs monitor blood sugar using a small patch placed on your upper arm or abdomen, and they use your smartphone to accurately monitor your blood sugar levels. Stop pricking and start scanning. Plus, CGMs are covered by Medicare and most private insurance plans. They can be shipped free of charge to your door. Call today to see if you qualify.
Nobody likes to prick their fingers. If you are a diabetic using insulin like many of us, the worst part of your day is sticking your fingers to draw blood. Now you don't have to do it anymore. You can get a new continuous glucose monitor. As long as you check your blood sugar and inject insulin, it may be covered by your insurance. Call us and we'll let you know if you are covered, and send one at little or no cost to you with free shipping. Stop freaking your fingers. Call right now for your new continuous glucose monitor.
Introducing the Price is Right Home Sweepstakes. You could win the same kind of cash and prizes you see on the TV show. Just call this number right now. And when you call, ask about these amazing offers from our sponsors. Low Cost Airlines offers fares too low to advertise that you can't find anywhere else. You can save hundreds on your next flight with Low Cost Airlines. US Med is your one-stop resource for diabetic supplies. And if you have Medicare, you could get them at little to no out-of-pocket cost. US Med. MedGuard Alerts unique medical technology provides immediate help to seniors with the touch of one button. And you could get your device for free. MedGuard Alert. The United Breast Cancer Foundation can use the donation of your old car, truck, or van to help those fighting breast cancer. Pickup is free and you'll get a tax exemption. Call now to enter the Price is Right Home Sweepstakes. Win thousands in cash and prizes and learn more about these great offers.
Hey Kaylee, what's up?
Hey, nothing, what's up?
Nothing, just looking for music for Grandpa that I listen to while we're in the car.
What's wrong with listen to now?
Let's just say we have different tastes, you know?
Why don't you try listen to a podcast on Spotify?
Like which one?
The Broken Cafe Studio one is really good.
Okay, I'll try that one out, thanks.
It's lunchtime and the Brooklyn Cafe is open for business. Live from the Amp Media Studios, Dawn and Freddie S. and their team are ready to serve up a huge portion of fun for lunch with friends and neighbors. So let's break open that lunch pail and unwrap that sandwich you brought. You've been watching the Brooklyn Cafe Show. Join us each day and after hours as we talk about the hot topics to open the conversations and share a few laughs. Now, back to Dawn and Freddie S.
Take this pink ribbon exposed, and it's no big surprise. Don't you think I know exactly where I stand? This world is forcing me to hold your hand. 'Cause I'm just a girl, all little on me. Well, don't you let me out of your sight. Oh, I'm just a girl, all pretty and petite, so don't let me have any right. Oh, headed up to here. The moment that I step outside, so many reasons for me to run and hide. I can't do the little things I hold so dear, 'cause it's all those little things that I fear. 'Cause I'm just a girl, I'd rather not be, 'cause they won't let me drive late at night. Oh, I'm just a girl, guess I'm some kind of freak, 'cause they all sit and stare with their eyes. Oh, I'm just a girl, take a good look at me, just your typical prototype. Oh, headed up to headed up to Oh, am I making myself clear? I'm just a girl. I'm just a girl in the world. That's all that you let me be. Oh, I'm just a girl living in captivity. Your rule of thumb makes me worrisome. Oh, I'm just a girl. What's my destiny? What I succumb to is making me numb. Oh, I'm just a girl. My apologies. What I've become is so burdensome. Oh, I'm just a girl. Look at me. Twiddly thumb, there's no comparison. Oh, headed up to. Oh, headed up to. Oh, I'm headed up to.
I have an
Very
idea.
nice.
Can
Can
you
they
turn
turn
on
on
the
the
light,
light?
please? I have an idea.
Yes.
I want to send Tristna and you with a camera crew to like a thrift store. Or, and I want to see you guys put like an outfit together or something cool or something.
Yes.
Would you guys be into that?
Yeah.
All right, I'm
We
going to
would
send.
definitely. We love the thrift store. And
All right, I'm
going to
send Ryan out with you guys, and we'll do a film piece, however you want to do it, and put something together like a new Megan, or a music video, like a Megan new look.
Yes. Let's do it.
I need to understand how her singing brought this out.
Because I
Someone
want,
just gave us the most
I
fun
want to
assignment
brand a look for Megan.
Yeah. Okay.
And
Oh,
Trippy,
Megan, you're gonna get your own brand.
and Trippy is, she's a model. She knows fashion.
She is.
She knows style.
She really does.
And I think you can maybe hone into Megan's style, and this way it's affordable and it could be fun to get to a younger demographic. On a financial, boom.
I haven't
You like it,
gone
Vlad?
crazy here yet because
The whole little
Some Freddie
Some
stuff.
Freddie stuff. All right. And on that note, while they're collaborating, we're going to go over to our in-house artist Lola Angelini over here.
I can't
Can't wrap your head
slow-
around it?
How the hell did you get all that from a song? How did we get there?
How do we get there from a song? Because I want to see, because Megan looks adorable and beautiful in her black and white, but I want to feel the essence of her as a singer.
Oh.
That's why. I want to see who she is. I want to feel who
It's
she
like
is.
the essence of Lola the painter.
Right. I mean, Lola embodies her art. She looks it, she walks it, her hair, the art. It's who she is. So I want to see that from Megan.
Here's how I
So many ideas, right?
That amplifies her aura.
Right? It just makes her shine. They're all into this over there. So we'll collaborate. You guys collaborate over there at the back. Meanwhile, we're going to talk to Lola. Lola, these pieces, so different than what we have here. These are just beautiful.
I'm a little jealous.
That's why I decided to bring them. These are commissioned pieces. I was supposed to deliver them to Palmetto Road to this lady at 3 o'clock. So they were sitting in the trunk, and I'm like, instead of showing the audience the pictures, I brought the real stuff.
I think it's so much better to see it in real pictures. Look how the light captures the gold in that.
They're very popular. So what I do, commission work, you can order color, sizes, and I can just do whatever.
Does this have a name?
Well, this is, I call this is a diptych. I didn't bring the second panel for this one. It's not showing on the camera.
So it's that one and the other one
yeah,
together?
this is a diptych, so it's
three.
bigger. And I call this Golden Passion or Golden Illuminations. It looks like a marble, like a Greek, very luxurious. It's very good for like modern houses.
Is that
residences.
paint or glitter or what the hell
This
is
is
it?
resin with pigments and crushed glass.
With crushed glass. I was going to ask you if it was stones, but that is just beautiful.
And it has many, many layers, so there is a lot of depth, so that's create this marble effect. And this is also, you know, I have crystals, real crystals, and real mirrored glass. I also do, I submitted you the sculptures, resin sculptures. I just did a few commissions. One of them was for Melinda Gates Foundation.
Oh, wow.
Glass wave sculpture. I think I sent you the image.
You sent me pictures, right? We're gonna. They got the pictures queued up, so we can put up some of her works.
So besides those paintings, that's.
Lola, just closer to your mic, honey. Thank you.
Besides
What we have in the gallery.
spiritual, yes, I'm very versatile artist. I constantly experiment, add new techniques, I get bored very quick, so I kind of like to expand. I absolutely. Resin stole my heart.
Here's the picture.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that's another style I'm working in. This is my earlier paintings, portraits, and it's all about, I don't know what it's about. Lotus flower in the middle in the heart chakra.
But that's somebody's face.
This is self-portrait, yes.
That's you.
I did this painting in about 10 years ago.
Interesting.
And what were you thinking when you did? Oh, bring it back. What were you thinking when you did that painting?
This painting, I guess I was wounded. I haven't been in the best place in my life, and you see a lot of texture, a lot of kind of wounding. It's kind of like I dramatize things. I think it's cool. A lot of people can relate to it. It's not like I'm wounded or something. And and the heart chakra is the lotus flower again. Everything is about lotus.
Do you do clothing? You have a clothing line also?
Do I have a cloth? I do. I can print my art on anything.
On clothing.
So wouldn't it be great if you made a wrap?
Yeah, it's a wrap. You can put
a
on
wrap
dress.
with that flower on it, so you would look just like that
I
painting.
kind of dig this.
Yeah.
You like this piece?
I like this.
And this is Machu Picchu. This I created after trip to Peru, and this is about Peruvian cosmology. You know, they believe in the underworld that represented by dragon, then the middle world by forgot the condor. You see the bird on the left side. Condor.
I should know that we play for the
Here's
Condors.
the funny thing.
And the lion.
Freddie loves the condors. His passwords to so many things are condors. But look at the top right, what that is.
What is that?
It's the leopard, just like you have on your arm.
Yeah, it's a lion.
I feel like this is a painting for you.
I gotta tell you, I love this painting. To me, is three-dimensional. The leopard is forward, and then followed by the middle, and then you put a hole into the back on the bottom. It's like three things are going on at the same time with this painting.
Underworld represented by serpent, candor represented by whatever is afterlife, and lion represent the world of matrix, the illusion, the world, the physical world, the dance world that we live in. And that's what actually Peruvian culture believes in, this trilogy.
Where's the serpent?
On the bottom.
Underneath, you see the
Inside the third
geometrical
world.
form. And there are planets within. So there are a lot of dimensions over there, the universes.
You have a lot of dimensions when you paint. There's a lot of dimensions of you. We talked about
It's
this.
kind of like I don't know, I build the painting. It looks at me and I'm like, oh, let's do this. Let's
This is
pull
the one we
something
have
out.
in here.
This is another one that another technique I'm using. It's fluid art, and you can create magnificent chemical reactions. These are actually chemical reactions that begin to look like nebula, and I experiment with
So
that.
you're not putting the gold and the blue. That's actually a reaction from the chemicals in the paint.
Well, I do drop, but you have to know when to put so they can expand into these little galaxies.
So you put different chemicals together.
Yes.
Now she's a biologist.
So it's very interesting process, yes. And that painting too, the Big Bang or the rebirth. Well, this
Beautiful.
one was also created by using multiple layers of colors, blowing with the blow dryer first,
With a blow dryer.
creating this effect.
I
that-
thought I saw Con Air in the corner somewhere.
Yeah, I use heat guns, I use blow dryers, all kind of stuff.
You're very creative. What
Well,
else can
I-
you say, right?
Yeah, I like to. That's another one, rebirth.
I think that's this one.
That's the one here.
Which
So
is
you
just
create
beautiful.
a foundation and then you start painting, hand paint on top of it to pull out the colors, to make it brighter or to change the composition.
You know, in
it's
this
a
picture, it
process.
almost looks three-dimensional. Even though we have the painting here, you can see the depth of what it is through it with the colors.
All her paintings has depth. That's what I love about what she does. It all has
Thank
depth.
you.
Everything goes inward.
Thank you, Freddie. And this one, also rebirth. And
The rebirth.
yeah, it's
That's what we
it's
have here.
about rising sun, beginning and end of the day, beginning of life, end of life, and so on. Everything is transitory. And
Why is rebirth important to you?
rebirth? Because I had many rebirths. I mean, like we all through life, we go through kind of evolutionary process, like this painting, ascension. And something happens, you meet somebody and the person change your world and you're like reborn. You think differently, you perceive differently. Obviously, you're going into spiral, yes or no?
So when you fall in love, you paint these things?
Well, it's not just falling in love, relationship, anything. It's just like vibe. You meet some person and it's just, you don't even open your mouth, don't even communicate, and it just changes you. It's just the way, the charisma of that person is just like, oh, I want to be like that. It's something, you know what I'm trying to say? Yeah, it's kind of like vibes. Everything is energy. Like
I think
this,
that women
that's one.
artists are more into divine flow. I think that when they fall in love, it's great stuff. And when they fall out of love, it's great stuff. There's nothing in between.
Your work is very diverse because you go from the abstract and the flow to a wise owl.
To the wise owl.
Yeah,
How many licks does
and
it
this
take to
is
get
like
to the center?
intuitive painting. Again, I build the layers, and then whatever comes out. Yeah, I can stay still in one thing. I kind of like to go
It's
back.
funny because this is kind of birth also because you've got the eggs,
Yeah.
Now-
the nest right there.
I'm going to tell you, go back. The next one is kind of scary.
Let's see the next one.
Face off.
Well,
The
this
person's
one.
face is in her hand.
Well, how would you explain, Freddie? This painting? What
to
do
me,
you see?
it's a dual dimensional. You have one life, and then you take your face off, and you hold another life. To me,
It's like me on the weekends.
it's very spiritual.
Anybody
very
else?
emotional.
Anybody else?
To me, it looks like someone's holding her in, like an embrace, like.
Oh, you're
an
looking
arm
at her
around.
behind. I see the
Right.
same person. Oh, maybe it is two people.
It could be, feminine, masculine. That's her masculine side, that's her feminine side.
Power forward. I didn't even realize there was another person behind her. I thought it was her face in her hands.
Oh, you didn't really? Yeah, masculine, feminine.
I didn't see that.
Maybe it's her angel behind her.
like she's about to
I can
fall,
feel
then you
that.
remind, you know,
I can.
it's like a spirit, like saying, I got your back.
Is that
It's-
you? Is that your faith?
It has a lot of meaning, Lola.
Well, I think
Pick your head up.
my explanation would be kind of self-reliance, but you also have energy that divine energy that
that's
supports
exactly
you, like belief, surrender, trust, God.
Totally. I see
But
that.
also it's about self-reliance.
Sally, what do you say?
I see exactly what Lola was saying. I feel there's a strong entity. Actually, it's you, as I feel it, but it's guiding you. The picture's gone now, but I still see it. Okay.
But it's not fair, Sally, because you have guides. So you know.
Well, that's why I wanted to know what Sally thought.
Yes. No, exactly what you said, actually. I mean, can you put it up again?
Again?
Okay. I see it anyway in my
Yeah,
mind.
put it up again.
Okay. It's okay. Well, that's my English. I was in London for 3
So
days.
you were. Do you know that I saw London Falls yesterday because I knew you
There
were
it
coming
is.
to
Okay. It's actually, I'm going to say it's your higher self, actually, which is guiding you, Lola. And I know you understand because we're coming from the same place. And you're listening intently, but the advice that you're getting is your knowing that you're getting from, oh my gosh, I'm going to go deep into this in a minute. Okay, it's a beautiful painting.
Thank you.
Beautiful painting.
Thank you.
I want to know, when you painted this, where were you? What kind of state of mind were you in?
I guess I can't run away from myself. I always question deeply everything in life, and especially what's my purpose, why am I here? And I do a lot of research on, all kind of stuff and learning. And for me, this was about really self-reliance. At the end of the day, we are born alone and we'll die alone. So you kind of like have to believe in yourself and be strong. I also call this Women Empowerment Series. I have series of paintings like that.
I think that's the eyes. Is all the message in the whole painting to me is in the eyes.
Do you ever get tired of being strong?
Yeah,
Just be
and
like, I
there
want
is
to take my
also
face off and just not do it today.
Yeah, there is a sense of vulnerability here. Like she's strong, yet how would I say? It's not about being strong. Vulnerability to me is strong. Being vulnerable, being crying, being this and that. But also remember that everything in life is temporarily, and this will empower you. All the roles you're playing, Lola, you're an artist. Lola, you have kids, your mother. Everything will disappear one day. So you have to kind of doom and gloom, but no. If you really know about transitory of things and believe that you just a drop and will become part of the ocean one day, it's okay to be this way.
We're playing the game of life, right, Lola?
Yeah, you're just like in this holographic reality, playing the game.
Exactly.
Put the glasses on, the virtual reality glasses, went into the world, did your stuff, like I'm doing right now in Brooklyn Cafe, go back home, take off the glasses and be myself.
The illusion, right? The illusion.
We do so much women empowerment here, and everyone's stepping into their power and speaking their truth, but sometimes you just want to go home and take off the glass and the goggles and the mask and not do. And it's this whole other side of who we are. I'm sure men have the same. I don't know, maybe men don't.
No.
Women, I do.
No, men don't. I gotta tell you, I saw a video that says.
You're just you all the time?
Oh my God, yes. Why not? I saw a video that says when you fall in love with somebody, you're in a different environment. Can you throw out the garbage? Oh, yes.
No.
Can you wash my car? Oh, yes. Because you're in love, right?
It's hormonal intoxication.
So he says,
Hormonal
he says from 7 seconds to 70 years, he used the number 7. You begin to change after 7 seconds of being in love to 7 minutes, to 7 weeks, to 7 days, 7 weeks, 7 months, 7 years, 70 years, And it changes because we change. And it goes from, yes, I can do everything, to what's in it for me. I'm serious. I saw this video. It was one of the guy who does the male empowerment thing. So you got to live your life like your paintings, consistent. You always got to be. Always got to be happy. You always got to know. And first of all, if you're spiritual, you never die alone. Yeah, remember these things, because these are the small things that we take for granted. So whether you're in love, be in love with yourself for 7 seconds, 7 minutes, 7 years, 700 years. Always love yourself, because you have something going for you. I told you this in the text the other day. There just ain't enough Lola, because you have a message with your paintings. You have a message with your gift. You have a message. In this room, I look around and I see a gift from all of you. So never, ever look at the down spiral. You look up, because you do something that very few people can do. And that's a fact. I mean, look at her as an artist. Look at, truth don't lie.
Sure.
Truth don't lie. And if you speak the truth and you feel the truth, you'll always be in a good place. You just got to be there.
Freddie, you're making me cry.
Why?
Because that was beautiful, what you said.
Honey, but you are beautiful.
But this is beautiful.
Do you know how much we miss not having you here? How much we miss not having you guys here? We love filling the house. When Megan sings, man, it just makes my week.
Abraham's been mopping and spraying and Palo Santoing, like, without you guys in the house. True, it certainly has changed the energy here.
Well, I certainly missed here. I'm happy to be back.
This place is definitely. It's
incredible.
Amazing, because in nowadays this real connection with people.
How do we
That's
sit
what
here
we
together
have
with
over
the same?
here, and what you guys doing here, it's incredible. Thank you so much.
And it's funny, because I said to Lola, I need you to come to studio, because she's been working, doing stuff. She's selling
really
material.
busy,
She's been really busy. And she got a break in the action. She showed up here. And I forgot all about Sheriff DF coming in. And I said to him, come on down. And he said to me in the lobby, boy, the magic in this place is incredible.
It's magical. There's no other word for it.
But
It's the energy, actually, that's
But
attracting
I'm
us.
seeing the magic. Do you understand? It's not about magical here. I'm looking at the magical.
It's the vibrational energy that's being lifted, and we're all touching that. Do you agree with that?
The great Michael Jordan has a tape out that says, you say I was the greatest. You say I was this. You say that I stood in the air. I don't believe in any of that. I do what I do because I love what I do. What you say I am is like what Jesus says. You want to call me the King of the Jews? That's fine. That's up to you. Make your mark. Believe in you 7 seconds, 70 seconds to 700 years, and you can never go wrong. Never go. You know how hard it is to be able to say that and believe it? I don't want to go home and take off nothing. My Superman cape back on like this, and I put it back on. Because you guys are all Supermen, Superwomen. You are. But you got to believe that. You see, your paintings believe it. Right? I see everybody watching Megan sing. Even Diaz was looking. He says,
You know what's funny is not all energies fit within this studio, which is crazy, because you would think all energies, right, will accept each other. They don't. It's almost like it swirls it up and then it spits out that which doesn't belong here. It's the crazy. It's weird. It's like a Men in Black episode, right? It's like, gotta go.
Well, I came to the studio the other day and there was a mop outside the studio. So if you don't fit, I guess you get
gotta go.
Directed out the door.
Sally, how was your trip?
It was great. It was beautiful. Again, I got sick the last day with food poisoning, but I'm fine now. London
no more
was
eating
beautiful.
the last day of cruises.
Well, we're going again in December, but that's okay. But London was amazing. I was going to say it on my show. We went to London, and that's where I'm from. And of course, Steve wanted to see the sights. So we take the on-off bus. It takes you around and you can get off where you want. And I'm saying, I've been gone so long, I don't recognize anything. And I'm looking, I'm going, that's not Trafalgar Square, but on the map it says it is. We were on the wrong bus and the wrong map. But the amazing thing, the most amazing thing is, but no, I I have a very positive thing to this. I'm going, oh my gosh. I said, I really would love to show you where I lived. As I said that, we were really not on the wrong bus because it passed exactly where I used to live.
Wow.
So
You just gave me chills.
yes.
That's
I
crazy.
said, Steve said, didn't you say that's where you lived? We're passing there. And I said, oh my gosh, but we were on the wrong bus.
But on the right bus. So how did
We
it
were-
look? Like you remember?
Yes, I've taken pictures of that and also of my house, yes. But I mean, at one point I said, I know I've forgotten
Did
London.
you knock
to a
on the
point.
door and going in?
No, because it was this was a condo, so I couldn't get off the bus. It was an on-off bus.
It was
didn't
on or
stop
off.
there.
If she was on, she couldn't get
I
off.
was already on the bus.
Hold it. Where you used to live with condos?
I lived in a block of flats in London.
Flats.
A very nice street in London.
So was it
went by.
condo flats or was it a house flat?
No, it was condo flats. But
Okay,
then I
so
went
did
to
you
see
go
my
out to your
house.
condo and knock on the door?
Well, we couldn't get off the bus, but I was on the bus. It was still going, but I managed to take pictures. But then we did see my house, which was near where the Beatles were, which he took a picture.
So did you have the angels come back? Did you have new visions?
I felt a sense of, it was like before and after, where I am now, where I was then. And so much of what had happened to me came flooding back. I actually didn't mention this to Steve, but it was a good feeling, actually, to see how far I've actually come from all the years that I was when I was in London.
But you live right by where the Beatles live.
And my house was right by it was 10 minutes from where the Beatles
And the
studio
Beatles
was.
still invite people into the house. They haven't changed the sheets on Paul McCartney's bedroom in 25 years.
I didn't know about the picture. Of course, Steve did as they're crossing the road in Abbey Road. And
Abbey
he's
Road.
going to me, take pictures of me crossing the road.
That's hilarious.
I'm going, why?
You should have taken your shoes off.
Eventually, he told me, but it was like 10 minutes from my
What was the
townhouse.
one Beatle that took his shoes off in that picture?
Well, I crossed the road with him, but I had no idea what I was doing. Yes,
But the
I had
four-
no idea
the
what
four
I was
Beatles
doing.
took a
It was
picture.
right by where I lived.
The
I
four
lived there for-
Beatles took a picture on Abbey Road.
Yeah.
One of them took his shoes off. Only
Right.
one. Who
Yeah.
was it?
I think it wasn't John Lennon.
Do you know?
Who was it?
It started the rumor that that's
George
why he was
Harrison?
dead.
Paul
Paul
McCartney.
McCartney.
Okay.
And I saw the picture and I said, it brought me all this stuff about my brother telling me about the story. Look, Paul died. Here's the
Yeah.
picture. Blah, blah, blah,
And
blah,
I
blah.
see him keeping crossing the road, and he's going, take a picture over there. I'm going, why? The studio isn't there. So, but anyway, I got
Lot of
the right.
history.
But
Lot
it's
of history.
interesting when you go back. Lola, have you been back home? Home.
I've been back about 5 years ago. Yeah.
When you went back, did you think like Sally did? Look, I was this way when I was there. Look how far I've come.
No, I don't look.
You don't look at it that way.
I just want to come back home here.
I guess mine
This
was
is
more of
my
a
home.
spiritual, how much I've
That's what I
learned.
was
It's not so
wondering.
much how much I've come into.
When I went back
understanding.
home, I went to the Bronx. I went to Popham Avenue, and there was a raid, and the largest heroin in apartment 2I where I lived, no 2C where I lived, there was a raid of heroin, and I said, and the cop says, "What are you doing here?" I says, "I used to live there." Get the hell out of here! So okay.
See, it's just
I says,
different.
and he says, "Are you part of this?" I said, "No, this is 20 years ago. I gotta go."
But you wonder if it changes, if you think differently.
Oh,
But I
it
was
changes.
thinking spirituality. What was it like? I guess.
I was seeing things in a different way because I've come along. I've been in this country 40 years. So to see where I was then, things come back as you pass certain places that you used to frequent. Your memory comes back. And it gave me a whole different perspective, I guess, on my life today. It was good for me. It was good.
What perspective?
I had a different life then, you know.
That's called progression. Moving
Yeah.
on.
Well, I was married at 19, and
My condolences.
I agree. We got divorced.
Lola, you were married at 19?
This is rebirth. Your
The
rebirth.
rebirth.
You keep
That's
changing.
what she-
It was a
You keep
rebirth,
sh-
yes,
You keep
absolutely.
shedding.
Yeah,
the-
You see how she
outer
uses that
clothes.
word?
Yeah.
You shed that and get married again.
Yeah, you shed. Yeah,
Yeah,
I've
yeah.
been married quite.
Lola,
a few
how many
times.
times you
Yeah,
been
me
married?
too.
4.
4
Me
times?
too.
You were married 4 times.
We have a lot in common. I have
Between the
gonna
two of you is 8 marriages, and me too is 10 marriages in this corner. Holy
Does
smokes!
that say something about ourselves? We're very
10
similar.
marriages. My
I've been
goodness,
married
what
4
a
times.
bunch of
I
winners
think
we
7
are.
years is top.
7 years she stops. See, it's at 7 again.
Oh, so every 7 years you get married again?
7 is magic.
4 times?
I know where to start.
What if
4
defend
times?
myself?
Just in general. No.
I got married young, so 19, so 4 isn't too bad, right?
Yeah, but you were married 4 times.
I tell people 3, but it's actually
It's really 4? I tell people 2, but it's really 12. But
Oh my gosh, well, I'm glad you're back. We missed you.
I missed here too.
And now I
I'm
really
happy.
miss you because now I want to know about the other marriages.
That's not
Inquiring
spiritual,
minds
Freddie.
want to know.
My show is a spiritual show.
What are you doing today on your show at 2:30?
I really don't know until I get the questions, Dawn. But anything goes.
Abraham, you're in
Well, I know the first question about the other weddings, the other marriages.
No. I decline.
You can't decline. You got to get the
Okay.
spirit.
Okay.
Lola, where is home? What country is home?
My country?
Yeah.
I don't like, I feel like I don't belong to any country, any religion, anything.
So what country were you born in?
I was born in Russia,
What part of Russia?
Siberia actually. It's West Siberia.
You were born in Siberia.
Yeah, it's the
cold part.
It's the main city of oil and gas industry, very rich. But
How long have you been here?
I've been here 30 years almost. Yeah.
You miss Siberia?
I don't.
I don't blame you.
It's so interesting because like I love this humidity, I love this heat in Florida. How in the world I was born in like Montana weather because I cannot tolerate cold at all.
You
like 40
came
degrees
from
in
Siberia to South Florida.
Anything is
Yeah.
warm.
Yeah, it's
Siberia to South Florida. There's a whole world in between.
Well, you know, Siberia is huge. There's the cold, there's the middle, and then there's the warm.
So I'm
in
from
Siberia.
West, like California,
Sure.
but it's still like Montana weather, very cold, 4 seasons.
How many years did you live in Siberia?
I lived in Siberia and then I lived in St. Petersburg for 2 years. Before
2 years?
Then I lived in Finland. Then I came to New York. Then
So how many years were you in Finland?
I was like 6 months only in Finland.
That's it?
It's a beautiful
Finland is beautiful,
country.
right?
Beautiful.
Introduce her to media.
And then,
Very clean air, beautiful forests, beautiful lakes.
and then you went to New York. How long you lived there?
I was 15 years, yeah.
15 years. What part of New York?
Manhattan, Upper East Side.
Upper where?
Upper East Side.
On which side? On the east side,
89 and 3rd.
You lived on 89 and 3rd?
Yeah.
Did you redo her house?
I live on 73rd and 3rd.
I
I
know
live
it
on
well.
56 and
It's a
West
beautiful
Side.
area. Oh my God! Why would you leave? Were you married on the first, second, third
No,
time?
I just got I got sick of New York. Too many people, too
You got
dirty,
sick of New
too
York.
polluted. And then I discovered Palm Beach. My girlfriend moved here. I'm like, holy wow, this is so fantastic. Palm Beach, I love Palm Beach.
We love having
It's
you
like
here.
I don't have to go to people like, oh, let's go to Europe. Let's go. I live in a resort. Why do I need to go anywhere? I'm already where I'm supposed to be.
Agree. Baxton, did they upload? Do they have your piece?
Let's put it on.
Let's check.
We got a little piece.
How do people find you in your art, Lola? Because everything is just spectacular.
You can buy my art and order commission art on Etsy store. Etsy, what's the Etsy store? 1 second. This
On the
is
complicated.
my
There it is.
old site.
What's your
Actually,
new one?
my new site is Lola-1111 dot square dot site.
Lola, we have to talk, Lola.
I know, it's okay.
Lola Art.
If
it
they
should be.
want, they can Google Lola Angelini and they'll find
There
me.
you go.
And my Etsy store, just go to Etsy and type Lola Angelini.
Okay.
Same.
Of course, this is easy.
Yeah,
Lola
Lola
Art.
Angelini.
Me and you, we're gonna communicate.
They
'Cause
didn't
you gotta
have
make it easy to
this.
find you.
They didn't have, well, yeah.
Lola, it's beautiful, and it's just the whole camera angle I have with you next to that artwork right now is just the essence of you.
She looks
It's
like a movie star.
spectacular.
You
Yeah.
look like a movie star.
Thank
Beautiful.
you.
Seriously.
Oh, you're too sweet. Thank you.
Really, really beautiful.
We all stars.
And Sally, we got your show coming up today
Yes.
at 2:30.
Yes, I do.
I went to a psychic medium show yesterday, and I thought of you. And my girlfriend says, "So you want him to read you?" And I said, "No." She says, "Why not?" I said, "I'm going to see
You have
Sally
your own
tomorrow."
psychic.
I said, "I've got my own psychic medium that I know whatever she says is going to be like right on." But I was thinking I'm going to talk to you about it on your show.
Okay, definitely.
All right, more to come. And I think we'll take it out with Two Dudes in a Car.
My Gmail is
our final episode, and we'll take out the show, and we'll see you tomorrow. 9 a.m. drive time. Happy Monday, everyone.
And don't be late, but check this out.
All right. It is a very special episode. You want to tell everybody why?
Thank you, Foo Fighters.
Oh, we're not doing this again.
Why not?
One day we're gonna get sued by all these companies.
This is the last day. This is the last day to do it.
Yeah. So, this is my last episode. Josh, I can tell you're really sad about it.
Oh yeah.
Oh my God! Are you trying to make it my last day on Earth? What are you doing?
What's wrong?
If you ever see Josh going down the road, look out.
It was hot yesterday playing golf.
Oh my gosh! So, what's golf like? Oh, what do you do during golf?
You relax.
Have you?
And you get stressed out too.
Do you watch Impractical Jokers at all?
Yeah.
Have you seen the punishment where they where Sal like goes on the golfing course?
Yeah, he hits their golf balls or something like that.
No, he picks them he picks them up when they're close to the thing, and the golfers get so upset.
Yeah, because you hit a beautiful shot, you don't want someone to take it out of the way.
Practical Jokers, man. If you have not seen Impractical Jokers, Joshua Martin. So we're going to do a little walk down memory road for those who view. No, we did not.
It's past it.
What? Where are you taking me? What was your favorite drive?
Where have we been? We've been to 7-Eleven and
My favorite
Pizza
one is
Rica.
when you fat shamed me. What?
I don't remember doing that, but okay.
On the McDonald's episode when you fat shamed me for getting 3 cheeseburgers.
I did not fat shame you.
Yes, you did.
No, I did not.
Yes, you did. Roll back the tape. Roll back the tape. You didn't need to get 3 cheeseburgers. You fat obese son of a. Whoa. Where are you taking?
I couldn't find anywhere good, so we're just gonna try it out right here.
Where are you taking?
We're just gonna try it out right here.
Try what out? Where are you taking me? So, happy 30th birthday to my uncle. Woohoo!
Happy birthday, Rob Evan.
Hey, we've made it to 7-Eleven, your average convenience store. All right, we just went to 7-Eleven, and both of us got cowboy hats. Me and Josh, me and Josh matching cowboy hats. Howdy, that's fun. Your horse is too much power. Oh Lord, I'm just. All right, I got this. This is ketchup flavored Dorito. I actually like that. So, partner,
Cowboys.
I do believe this is where the road ends.
This is the last rodeo.
Last rodeo, last waltz, bruh. And I do believe it's time for to go.
Time to count out the chickens and ring up the eggs.
And to ride away in the sunset. Yeehaw! Yeehaw! All right, guys. It's been a pleasure doing this. Thank you, all of you. I love you all. And anything you have to say, John?
No.
All right. Bon voyage.
Turn right.
Well, that's about it for today. Even though the show's over, the Broken Cafe is always open for business. You're invited to join the fun every day from 12 to 2. If you missed some of the laughs from today, Dawn and Freddie S. will bring you more good cheer next time. You can follow the Brooklyn Cafe on Facebook at the Brooklyn Cafe TV to rewatch every minute of the show. We'll see you next time.